Spoiled Hyung. In BTS's warm and cozy dorm, Jungkook is busy playing games in the living room, his eyes focused on the screen, his fingers nimbly pressing the control buttons. Jimin, who had just finished bathing, walked over with wet hair and an oversized sweater. "Jungkook, have you eaten?" he asked softly while sitting next to his beloved Magne. Jungkook shook his head without taking his eyes off the screen. "Not yet, Hyung. I still want to win at this level first." Jimin chuckled slowly, then without further ado, he took the game stick from Jungkook's hand. "Yes, Hyung." Jungkook protests, but Jimin just smiles nosily. "I'll give it back if you eat first," he said as he held the game stick up high, out of Jungkook's reach. Jungkook sighed but eventually obeyed. He walked into the kitchen, and to his surprise there was a bowl of warm ramen and a piece of kimbap already prepared on the table. "Hyung, is this what you did?" Jimin nodded proudly. "Of course. I know you must have forgotten to eat when you played the game." Jungkook smiled a little, a sense of warmth running through his chest. Although Jimin is often ignorant, he always makes sure Jungkook is okay. After eating, Jungkook returned to the living room and without saying much, he rested his head on Jimin's thigh. "You're too good to me?" he whispered softly. Jimin chuckled, rubbing Jungkook's hair gently. "Of course, I'm your Hyung." Outside, it's snowing slowly, but inside the dorm, the warmth of friendship and affection between Hyung and Magne keeps awake. Jimin smiled slightly as he continued stroking Jungkook's hair. The Magne kept quiet, enjoying the rare moments when her Hyung wasn't too ignorant and just gave her his undivided attention. "Are you already sleepy?" Jimin asked slowly. Jungkook just muttered, his eyes beginning to feel heavy. Jimin laughed a little. "Agu. Our Magne is really like a baby when it's full." However, just as he wanted to move to grab the blanket, Jungkook's hand suddenly pulled on the hem of his sweater. "Don't go, Hyung," she murmured, her eyes still half closed. Jimin continued to laugh. "I'm not going anywhere, Kookie." A few seconds of silence passed before Jungkook spoke again. This time his voice was quieter, almost like a whisper. "Thank you for taking care of me." Jimin was silent for a moment before his smile widened. He knew Jungkook wasn't the type to express his feelings directly, so the words had a deeper meaning. Gently, Jimin pulled the blanket off the sofa and enveloped Jungkook's body. "I will always take care of you, Kookie." Not long after, Jungkook's breathing began to become regular, indicating that he had fallen asleep. Jimin just smiled as he continued to rub his hair. That night, BTS's dorm was warmer than usual, not only because of the heater that was on, but also because of the simple affection between the two brothers who took care of each other. A few minutes passed in silence. Jimin still remained in place, letting Jungkook sleep comfortably on his thigh. He pulled out his phone and silently took a picture of Jungkook's face peacefully asleep. "That's funny," he muttered with a slow giggle. However, just as he wanted to save the photo, Jungkook suddenly muttered in his sleep, "Hyung, don't upload." Jimin was surprised and immediately turned to Jungkook. Are you awake?" "I'm scared," he said, trying to wake her up, who was probably half asleep. Jungkook just curled deeper towards Jimin, making Jimin laugh softly. All right, I'm not going to upload it," Jimin said, putting his phone away. However, secretly, he sent the photo to the BTS members' group chat with the caption, "Our Magne is so adorable tonight. Leave him alone." A few seconds later, V immediately replied with a laughing sticker, while RM only sent a shaking emoji. Suga? Of course, he just read without comment. Jimin looked back at Jungkook and smiled. He feels proud to be Hyung for this extraordinary Magne. Although they often joke around and are ignorant of each other, in the end, he knows Jungkook has always relied on him. Gently, he leaned his head against the sofa and closed his eyes. Tonight, just let them sleep like this, in the warmth of a dorm and brotherhood that will be irreplaceable.